So, welcome back to my channel. I've been missing for a month, but I have a generic excuse for you. My laptop's been broken, and I wasn't able to edit any video. So today, we're going to be talking about my experience working at a cinema. Now, many of you may not know this, but I used to work at a cinema. I will not be naming said cinema because I had to sign a bunch of contracts that said don't name the cinema. But everything I do say is just my opinion and a few insider secrets. But then again, these secrets aren't really secrets because I'm pretty sure everybody knows them. I worked at a cinema for 8 months and it was the better job out of the two that I've had. The other one, I worked at a fast food place which has 3 letters in the name. In my particular cinema, there were levels in the way you worked. So when you were new, you started on what we called floor, which was basically cleaning the cinemas, stocking some of the candy bar supplies, ripping people's tickets, ushering and cleaning the bathrooms. Oh, and general maintenance of the outside areas, making sure they were clean and sanitary for people to be able to use. Now, floor was one of the more stressful parts of the job. Because you may think that your cinema workers have a fair bit of time to clean the cinemas after you're done with it. They don't. I remember on my first shift, we had 5 minutes to clean a full cinema which seated 600 people. Before the next movie started, there were 3 of us. Now, we have to remove the rubbish and sweep, which seems easy enough. But when 600 people leave a lot of rubbish, it takes more than 5 minutes, even with 3 people. Now, we rushed and we cleaned that cinema in that 5 minutes, but we were racing. And now, what you may not know is a lot of the time we do not sweep into our dustpans. We just rapidly sweep under the seats so the walkways look clean. So the 10-second rule in a cinema doesn't count because the floors are not clean. And also, do not reach your hands down the sides of your seats. Chances are there is old food, old popcorn, old rubbish all down there because we were too rushed to reach in there with our hands and scoop it out for you. So your cinema isn't as clean as it's made out to be. Also on floor are toilet checks, where every half an hour you had to go into the toilets and just make sure they were clean. Now me, being a female, was only allowed to clean the female toilets during the day, which was acceptable. And you'd think females would be cleaner than males, right? No. They were way worse. There was always so much toilet paper on the floor, there was popcorn everywhere in the bathrooms, mud tracked in. It was a real mess in there. And I had to clean them every half an hour. Was that fun? Of course it was. Also on floor, you did cinema checks, which is basically when the movie's looking on and the employee walks around with a torch, just to check you're not doing anything. And the amount of rules people break in a cinema. The main one being the feet on the seats rule. In a cinema, you can break the seats if you have your feet on them. I have seen many a broken cinema seat. And so when I walk up to someone and ask them to please remove your feet from the seat, and I walk back in the next half an hour to take the cinema again and they've got their feet back on the seat, it's safe to say I'm a little bit annoyed. On the floor, we had this station, you know where the people rip your tickets and guide you to the cinema? We called that point. And now your employee on point could be standing there from anywhere from half an hour to 6 hours, just standing there ripping your tickets in the same spot, not allowed to move. Me, being the newest one there, was always stuck on point for 5 hours at a time. And I did not like that because after all your back starts to hurt, your feet start to hurt, and you just get incredibly bored. But it's all part of the job, I guess. You get to meet a bunch of people. Like, for instance, when I was working at the cinema, I met Callum Wood. He was lovely. Stage up from floor was prep. Basically where people prepped the food. Made the popcorn, made the drinks, got the choc tops out of the freezers. It just involved a lot of restocking and popping popcorn. Now, despite what you may think, the popcorn you get given can be up to a month old. Yes, we pop all day long, but we scoop it out into big, basically like big bin bags, and put them in the back room, labelled with a date. And those bags are pulled out every day and put into warmers, so it was hot. But it could have been up to a month old, which you're probably better off just buying your own popcorn and bringing it into the cinema, to be fair. Because, yeah, not a lot of it was fresh. Your truck tops, they were fine because they were in sealed packages. Your drinks, they were fine because they were made there on the fountain straight away. That was all good. But your popcorn, chances are it wasn't very fresh. Stage up from prep was candy bar, which was the best part of the job. Because in this cinema, we had an ice cream shop inside the cinema and it was always playing good music. So you could sit there and you could just dance along to your music while serving customers. The only time it got really stressful was when it was really busy and you were just constantly just tapping away on your POS, trying to make sure everyone's tickets were filled. You had your money locked away in the safe and only your smalls down in there in case of a robbery, which never happened while I was on shift, thankfully. Also, at this cinema, we had to upsell and suggestive sell, which means if someone asked for a popcorn, I had to ask, would you like a drink with that? What about a slushie? Would you like to upsize that for an extra $1? I hated asking people that because I hated being asked. And most people don't know that you're forced to ask and get very annoyed with you. But then again, that's all in the line of work, really. That's what you get in pretty much every customer service job. Because in every customer service job, you have to deal with the general public. Now, working at a cinema isn't all it's cracked up to be. If you think you want to go for the job because you like film, don't do it. You don't get a lot of time to watch films. You get some pretty cool staff discounts, yeah, but a lot of the time you are cleaning and serving the public